Brought to you by Carriage Crossing Senior Living.
Well, several great athletes and coaches will soon be inducted into a Hall of Fame.
It's the Greater Illiana Sports Hall of Fame, and joining us with all the details, we have Coach John Spezia and Jim Shepard, the former voice of the Fighting Illini football and basketball programs, hanging out with us. We've got two legends here in our presence,
Yes.
Grace. This is so great.
An honor.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about, I mean, we've got some inductees coming to the Hall of Fame, yes?
Yes, we do. Over 54 inductees, 15 teams. And this goes back, we got to give a lot of credit to Joe Dunnigan, who is the general manager of the David S. Palmer Arena. It was really his idea, though it kind of was a feed off of what Shep and I have been involved in with the IBCA. So, and believe me, that we went all the way back to 1910 with a guy named Richard Byrd, who got second in the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Out of Milford, and then he also played in the USA baseball team also. So, I mean, we did a lot of research. Joe did, Shep did, and we tried to go back and bring those people back. Now, we know several of them are deceased. I think Shep probably answered how many.
There's a total of 20 deceased members, but in a lot of cases, they have living relatives that will be there. There are a few that we couldn't find any living relatives. They will be mentioned and honored, but when we go back that far, but 20 out of the 54 are deceased.
So when going through, obviously it seems like these inductees are high-level individuals, but what were you looking for when deciding who to select?
Well, when we did this, Shep and I both belonged to the IBCA Legends part of the Hall of Fame, and I belonged to the NJCA Hall of Fame as past president. So we kind of took that, and then we also went to the Greater Peoria Hall of Fame, and so we kind of mixed of how we did that. So how they got selected was, A, they had to be in a Hall of Fame. B, they've had won kind of some state championship. Could be an individual championship like track and field or golf, whatever, or you had to be a professional athlete. And so that's a pretty high level of people. And it's one that, you know, the first class. Did we miss some people? Oh, absolutely, because I've been involved in these Hall of Fames, and we miss people with the NJCA one. So it takes a lot of work, and we put nominations out there. We sent things out to people on Facebook and the media. But again, COVID hit, and, you know.
They're a little wrenching thing.
Yes.
We were actually going to do this a year ago, and I remember vividly I was working on some part of the Hall of Fame, and I got a call from Joe Dunnigan, and he said, you know, we still have a ton of work to do to get it in place and done this year in 2021. He said, what if we delay this a year? And because at that point, had we gone ahead and had this last year, COVID was still much more on the landscape as it compared to now. We didn't know what the attendance was going to be, so we delayed it. I think John and I both gave a sigh of relief because we had so much work to do, contacting, getting other people involved in our committee. So I think it was a wise choice, and we've got. We should mention we've got close to 600 people going to show up right now for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And if people want to come to the induction ceremony Saturday night at the David S. Palmer Arena, they can come. You can walk up to the ticket booth, buy a ticket. It's $10, and you're going to see a lot of outstanding athletes from the Eastern Illinois, Western Indiana area. It's pretty impressive.
Just to give, and it's teams also, and I think that's where we went all the way back to, I believe, 1923 with the Westville team that was undefeated and unscored upon. And it's just like that. I think there's a tennis team from Danville in 1946, I believe, and a golf team won the state championship. And then Danville Schwarman's team that was undefeated in 1980 won a state championship. So we try to go back, and in Indiana, Fountain Central won a state championship. I believe Attica won a boys state championship, and North Vermillion with, that whole group goes all the way back with Coach Cruiser that did a great job, Ken Gentrup. And it just, you go back, and Shep knows, when we've been involved in this, making a call to those people is unbelievable. It's, you know, you talk about Tim Sinclair about cries. I mean, you go and talk to those people. I mean, they're just unbelievable.
I bet they're just so taken back.
And one thing that I've really enjoyed being involved in this from the start is when we have, John, of course, was the coach of a national championship team in 1991, the National Junior College champion. So he's got a lot of his players coming back. We have Terry Hill, a cross-country coach from Danville. He hasn't seen a lot of these kids in 20 years. They're all coming back to support.
That is so cool.
I personally got a great thrill of seeing the members of these teams coming back, and a lot of them are going to have get-togethers the weekend of the event.
Yes.
So I think it's great, and we're really looking forward.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
This is a work of, definitely a labor of love that's now going to be enjoyed by everyone. And so congratulations to everyone getting inducted into this Hall of Fame. That's
it's June 25th, right? June 25th?
June 25th at the arena. Now, I think the other thing, ladies, is what does this money and proceeds go through? We do have a huge program that, thanks to one of your former employees, Scott Millens, went out and did a ton of work. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention some other committee members, but that proceeds are going to go to scholarships, which we tied in with the Battle for the Border at one time. So all that money goes in together. We'll look at proceeds that'll help people that, you know, that want to go on and a career in sports for everything.
I wish we had more time to chat with you about all of these amazing athletes.
We were all said to read off all these names.
I know. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I believe we'll post them at CI Living, perhaps. And you can check everything out there at CILiving.tv. We thank Carriage Crossing Senior Living for sponsoring our segment this afternoon.